Well, hey, just doing a quick update. Um, Hope y'all had a good weekend and Monday. If you had a workplace that allowed you to take time off, I have two workplaces and they both allow me time off. So I always spend a few moments recognizing what holidays are for, even if you can't fully participate in celebrations. Remember what they're for, because something drastic happened usually for that to be like it is. So it's good to think a few moments. Um, so yeah, what do I want to talk about? How do you like this hat? I got it for like $1 at a thrift store. So I think it works good. It keeps the hair out of my eyes, and it's kind of a aspirational thing. Cat is short for Caterpillar. They're known for making a lot of construction equipment like tractors and dirt movers and earth movers, or how they call them, and graders and um, all kinds of cool things. So they made diesels too. I don't know if they do or subcontracting now. I don't know, but the more I learn about diesel engines, the more I want to learn. It's quite compression ignition is quite an interesting concept, and I'm running a diesel. I'm sitting in a diesel right now. I got something funny right there, I guess. Anyway, um, so what other thoughts? So I've been looking into what do you call? I think some. Well, here's the deal. So back in uh, back in Russia and Siberia and stuff, they had a bunch of colonies, penal colonies, all kinds of stuff. But I watched a documentary last night on settlements. These big old block houses, they're called commie blocks and things like that. The whole town's completely underutilized and dying or dead. Some of the was a Truskik or something like that. I was watching it half asleep, but um, they got whole cities and settlements that are abandoned because it's too cold. And I thought, wow, they should get some greenhouses in there, some insulated greenhouses, like greenhouse domes and things. And then a sideline to that, and it's analogous. Is that how you say that word? To Alaska, how that place is so cold too. But at the end, at the last decade of the Soviet Union, they were looking into putting up satellites, which more or less would take sunlight and direct it back down to the ground, and they would use that sunlight for electricity, for heating up areas that were super cold. And I think that is the one thing that we could still use today. And I can't help but wonder if that technology had developed, if they had geostatic satellites, which would uh, push down sun spots or sunbeams or electricity or something, and to focus on these areas that were super cold. They could have done a lot of good like that. Um, but as far as the energy generation, I think, well, the uh, the sun is going to be pretty solid for generating electricity, but uh, the trick is it's seasonal. But if you can uh, trick the orbit into being a reflector lens, more or less, or a um, a subsidiary to your objective is sending electrons in one form or another to the ground, which wouldn't normally hit the ground because of the angle. So it's like it's a corrective uh, manipulation of photons from the sun. And if you could get a geostatic satellite that was uh, able to send down energy, basically one form or another, to the ground, you could open up all kinds of frozen areas and make things grow, and it would be, so long as that satellite was geostatic, it could last decades, with course corrections, things like that, potentially. So that is a unutilized technology that should be assessed. I know they're doing some kind of stuff with sending out microwaves and lasers and stuff like that, but for mass energy to get areas in Alaska and Siberia to where it's not so cold all the time, that is a good idea. Um, so yeah, but you know what? Guess what? I don't have time to research all this stuff. I'm working my you know what into the asphalt, trying to get ahead of things. On a personal level, my parents are moving, and it's like the evacuation from Afghanistan. That's how coordinated it is. It's not good. It's costing me a lot of money and hassle and all kinds of uh, unforeseen bologna sauce to try to recover my property and stuff that's been there for a while. So it's nonstop headache. Family can help you, or they can be like a boat anchor. Uh, and I've had a whiplash between the two quite a bit. So I'm not a fan of getting held back like that. But anyway, I gotta get to work here soon. I don't know what time it is, but it's getting close. I don't know if I have my alarm set. I disabled my alarms for the weekend, so I'm gonna be talking on here, and then the time flies by, and then I'm late for work. That would be no good. I gotta see what time it is. No, 3 minutes till. I can't tell if that alarm's set. So yeah, the other thing I've been looking at, and I wish I brought it with me, but then again, I don't bring the books with me because I don't have time to read them. I'm constantly doing physical labor. But I'm studying cybernetics. Now there's been a lot of derivatives and some, how they throw around the word like quantum, even though it's pertaining to a physics term, but they'll use it for other things, use it for other terminologies, make it sound fancy. Well, the same thing with cybernetics. Like, there's at least one case where they've used it to as a self-help thing, but I'm talking about using automatic systems to control input output coordination, pro and con for different things like that. Like, basically it's automata. You set things up perfectly, not perfectly, but to where they're autonomously functioning, and you set up whole systems like that, and you can basically walk away from it, and they run. I've already done a little bit of that, but without knowing how the terminology is, and so I'm studying it. I'm basically pulling all these weird studies from foreign sources and stuff, where billions of dollars of value have been spent, and they're totally underutilized. They're basically mothballed or worse. And I think you can recover some of this knowledge and not have to be so Mickey Mouse for options, because the more knowledge you have about a subject, or that a certain subject does exist, the more options you have of what you want to do with your life. And I think setting up automatic systems is the way to go. I'm already like completely maxed out as far as my time, what I can do with it. I mean, I've got to set up automatic systems, cybernetic systems, to run things, because there's my alarm autonomously setting itself, or going off, because that's a cybernetic deal. Every work day it goes off. That's an example of cybernetics where things are set in such a way, but an alarm is a simple way, but still it's useful. But it's an example. Every day at the same time, goes off. You don't have to worry about it. And now, provided the hardware works, ideally you have backups to backups. Anyway, I gotta go. Hope this has been interesting.